Daddy, una para ti, una para mí, una para ti, una para mí.
Thank you. Now, I'm going to record here. You can't come back here, okay? You know, one of my favorite parts of what I do is the interesting people that I meet in my day-to-day life from all over the world and all different backgrounds. Now, what you're going to see now is an interview that I conducted in my private Facebook group, English Speaking Mastery for Business and Life. And it's with a gentleman named Erik Backstrom. Erik is a network marketer and an entrepreneur. And most importantly, he battles through and has overcome dyslexia. And in this interview, we talk about living with dyslexia. We talk about what it was like as a child, growing up with dyslexia, the image that other people have of us, which probably can resonate with you, whether you have something like this or not, because you are non-native English speakers, and we do tie that around. I'm posting it here because Erik and I both agreed that this is an important topic to discuss. His is an important story to share, and I'd like to share it with a broader range of people. So here's the interview with Erik. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you're encouraged more than anything else. Okay, here it is.
I like this. We're starting a new series, a new interview series with business people, with marketing people, with people who are doing incredible things in their lives. And today is no exception. And I have a treat for you. We're going to get into the business English space, but we're going to get into, more importantly, the mental strength place. So we have, as you could see on, well, you don't see it now you see it. We have an interesting topic, and we're talking about a topic that's pretty near and dear to my heart too, and that's living with different learning disabilities, right? In high school, I was in certain classes with other students that had learning disabilities. I probably had some learning disabilities that I didn't get officially diagnosed. We're going to get into that today too. And as a teacher, I've taught students who I know had learning disabilities, and it's not always treated, and it's not always acknowledged, and it can be taken different ways by different teachers, like seen as laziness or seen as XYZ, when really it's something that has to be dealt with in a different way by the teacher, right? So this is really exciting, both as a teacher and a learner too. We have Erik Backstrom, and let me bring him on, and he actually is going to share about living with dyslexia. You're going to meet Erik, and he is a network marketer, and he has a passion to help people with dyslexia and help encourage and empower people who have these different types of learning disabilities to work as an example and to work as a guide to show you that you can, right? You can. There's nothing like that. Nothing like that can hold you back. It doesn't have to hold you back. And we're going to talk about that, and we're going to let Erik talk about that. So welcome. Thank you for joining, Erik.
Thank you. It's quite difficult because first I have dyslexia on my own language, Swedish, and then I'm going to speak on English and write on English. So you see, that's can be a difficult problem sometimes.
Well, that was, I have a ton of questions, and I hope that I get to all of them and we dive into it. But that was actually a question. I wonder almost if dyslexia hinders language learning, or if it doesn't, because language learning is so abstract. So it might not hinder it, maybe with the reading, but with the speaking. Can you talk about that, how it affects your language learning skills in general?
Yeah, it's been more like you listen more. You listen more, and you want to speak more about when you speak English. I have more. I can listen to English. I can listen to other language, and that's no problem. But to write that, that's completely another what do you call it? Problem.
No,
You can
yeah.
say
Another
big problem.
challenge.
Yeah, a big challenge. So, and nowadays in this society is we are so fixated on texting. It's only text, only text, only text, only text.
That's true.
I mean, like I listen.
Is that
a
why
lot
you always send me video messages?
Yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
it gets me more about my energy, my what I want to say, and I can say it in words instead of typing them. It's much more easier for me.
Yeah.
And like Erik Backstrom, one of in network marketing, one of the big man there, he says that he thinks it's kind of crazy that we type so much nowadays. We don't call. We don't take up the phone and call. We just typing. So
yeah, that's true. We are. It's kind of like there was that, especially I remember when I first. My kids are going to be walking in and out sometimes.
That's okay.
But you know, we kind of go through phases, and for a while there, I used to get annoyed when people sent me messages, and I'm like, why don't you just call? But then it kind of changed, and I was like, Dante, you need to go outside. You and Sophia both, okay? I'll turn on cricket if you want.
Okay.
And then I kind of got annoyed when people called, and I'm like, just send me a message. Like, stop calling. And now, like, I really enjoy audio messages. That's what I appreciate more, is audio messages.
Absolutely.
So, as far as learning the speaking, did the dyslexia ever hinder that, or is it mostly just with visual, how you see letters, how you see words?
Yeah, exactly. It's mostly that part for me. For me, just like dyslexia is quite different from person to person. You know that, especially as a teacher. And here in Sweden, dyslexia was until 1986, I think it was, when our king was in a certain city, and he shall have a big speech, and he read wrong city. Then the starting here in Sweden to understand and get to studying and see what is this? Is this a sickness or what is this? Because before that, everybody with dyslexia, like you said in the introduction, you were like, maybe you can be lazy, stupid, you cannot learn, and so on and so on. But after 1986, when he does this, it was a quite shift, and everybody in the royal family, besides the queen, has dyslexia here in Sweden. So
yeah,
it's been a big topic after this.
So this is something that I've always found curious. How do you actually see the words? How do you see things? I mean, is it visually? How do you see words on a page?
Yeah,
I know it's difficult to describe.
Yeah,
you know, it's kind of like describing green if you've never seen green.
yeah, exactly. You can say it like this: you print it on the paper, you see the word, you know the word here, up here, and you think you have written the right word, but when you send it, it's another word. But you think, because you have seen it on the paper, and you see the word, but the letters are not there.
They're in a different order, or are they different letters, or are they written backwards?
Different order, or have lost some some letters in the word or something like that. So it's hard to explain, because I know that many people with dyslexia, some people thinks like the words going like this, and
Yeah.
for some people it may be you can lost a couple of letters, or for some people it can be, yeah. But for me it's more like I can see the sentence, I read the sentence, I have known exactly what I write, I think I have written the right words, but when I send it to people, they see and answer me, huh? What have you spelled there? And that
Yeah.
is also in Swedish and in English.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to ask you to send me a message after we finish, and I want to see what you type to me and what it looks
Absolutely.
like.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And maybe if you don't mind, maybe we could do it actually in the group too. I don't know. We would have to figure out some sort of a social experiment to like just to build awareness about how you process it in your mind. Right? Because I think it's hard to grasp. It is kind of like describing green to someone who's never seen green. Like, how would you describe that? You know? And there are different types. So I have talked to another person. He said it's almost like when you're reading your own language, it's almost like what it's like when you read a different language, right? Like reading Spanish before, like the letters look familiar. You know, some are kind of familiar, but it's gibberish.
Yeah, absolutely. That's quite right, and then many people think like, "Are you serious?" They don't take you as serious, because when you spell wrong, you get in society and in general, when you speaking to people, they think that you are you're not worth anything. So it's quite hard to get in contact with people like that.
That's a really good point. When you have a learning disability, or there's something that not even necessarily affects you cognitively, it's not a matter of intelligence, right? It's not a matter of intelligence, and people probably treat you your whole life like it is, right? And that's another challenge with these any sorts of lifelong challenges. It's not necessarily, from what correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not necessarily the problem that's the biggest issue. It's society and how they see you as that problem.
Yeah.
Would you say that?
Yeah, definitely. Because I have met so many people now in my kind of profession, when as a network marketer, they think like you are not professional, because when you send them, and when you send them voice message, they think like, who are you? They get scared, because that's not quite normal yet. And video message, like I have sent to you a couple of times here, that's even more
unusual.
Yeah,
it's even more unusual,
not,
right?
Yeah, it's not. We are not there yet. But for me,
but that might be to your advantage, because the video messages, when nobody else is doing it, it gives another layer of contact, right? Another layer of like personality. Which I've sent video messages. I don't like it because of the 30-second limit on Facebook Messenger, but I do like it because it's more intimate.
Yeah.
In a world where you get text messages all the time. Hey, join my group. Hey, do this. Hey, do that. It's quite refreshing.
Exactly. And this is something I know Fraser Brooks is also one of the mentors I am following. He also speaks about this, like, send people voice message because you get more energy. And video.
Absolutely. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, so that is something I have implemented in the network marketing business, that I want to, for me to show my energy and what I am, my passion, I need to use the technology to my advantage, but not this normal with typing. So
Absolutely. So tell us more about, okay, well, you're frozen right now, but, oh, you're back? Okay. So
yeah,
let's go a little bit further into that, how society looks at you, but more from your side. How did you overcome that? Because it's not only people with learning disabilities that might suffer from this. Anyone that like maybe looks a little different, or like is a foreigner, you know, or doesn't speak a language as well. Like my community here are non-native English speakers. They can't communicate as well in English, so people might see it as less intelligent. How did you deal with that? How did you overcome that, really?
yeah, I overcome it because I was not thinking like, if you don't understand me and you don't take the time to try to understand what what my message is, why should I try to speak to you? Because that is like taking my energy and try to hit a hole in the wall, in a brick wall. You can't.
Yeah.
Because if you don't even take the time to try to understand, why should I try to speak to you? So that is something for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that is something
I'm just putting. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So that is something. That is something I have got to my mindset, and I've listened to, every this with Eric Moore, Fraser Brooks, and all kind of mindset. I've even been to United States a couple of times, and been to some events who has really shifted my mindset. So that is something I think, like, if you don't want to speak to me and even don't want to try to speak to me, okay, I take the next one. I speak to some people who wants to speak to me.
Awesome.
I don't waste my energy on people who doesn't want to listen to me, and who doesn't want even try to listen to me. And sometimes many people thinks like, you see, especially here in Sweden, they think like, oh, why are you typing me, and so on and so on. I just go, okay, if you don't want to speak to me, you don't want to say hi, you think like, when you see my spelling, that I'm stupid, okay, why shall I waste my energy on you? I can find people who needs to speak to me, and even needs to hear my message, and so on, because we have 7 billion people in the world, and somebody needs to hear this kind of message. If I losing my energy on somebody who doesn't want to listen, or don't even want to try to listen, okay, I take the next one.
Yeah, perfect. And that's what I wrote here, because I'm taking notes based on what you say, so that people have more visual, have a visual help too. And this says, if they don't try to understand you, it's their problem. That's what I wrote there.
That's my mindset nowadays. That if they don't want to, and they don't want to try to understand me and listen to me, okay, I take the next one.
That's it. And that's very powerful, because that doesn't apply only to people with dyslexia or learning disabilities. That goes with anybody who's watching. If you're even in your native language, right? I'm speaking in my native language. A lot of people hold themselves to a higher standard in English than even they do in their native language. And they get so nervous about talking to people. What if they don't understand me? Well, just like Erik said, if they don't try to understand you, if they don't give their time, if they don't give their attention because you're speaking their language, it's their problem, right? And we don't need to let that make us have a lower view of ourselves. In the reverse, we should rise above that and have a bigger view of yourselves because we are making an effort to speak their language, right?
Yeah,
I love it.
Absolutely.
So let's go back to when you were younger. When did you actually become diagnosed? When did you realize something was wrong? When did you realize that it wasn't that you were stupid or anything?
In lower school, we call it here in Sweden, they were
like elementary school or primary
elementary school. Yeah,
I
get bullied for it.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, because when you do you have children, they come with pictures to you.
Yeah.
They have, and they written something on it.
Yeah.
And in class, when we did this, and we put it up the wall, and then I was like, I don't want to. I don't want to. And I cheated in my language because when we were doing stuff in my language, I was cheating.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. And my teacher take me away from the regular class and take me to a special class. But that was in elementary school. That was no good because that gives the bullies more energy to bully more.
Yeah,
to go more because you go to this, you go there, and in that age, kids can be very, very mean to each other.
Yeah.
But in actually, I get diagnosed in high school.
Yeah.
And my one of my teachers there, I remember this like it was yesterday. It's almost 50 years, 20 years ago now. She in the 7th grade, we wrote a letter to myself. I can write about whatever I want, and we locked it. And in the 9th grade, the last day we had, she told me, do a letter to yourself. Okay, I done the letter, and then she opened the old letter. I can literally say I couldn't read the first letter I have written 3 years ago. And I started to cry because I have not seen that how I have grown in my language and with spelling and writing and so on. But when she did this to me, I literally started to cry because I can see the progression I have done under those 3 years, and it was quite amazing, but also hard because I have been with my friends and so on, and they like, yeah, bully sometimes, and you think said that you're stupid, you cannot be anything, you shall be a cleaner all your life, or this and this and this, you can't go for the big goals in life, and so on and so on and so on. That was something I was told every single day because of my spelling problem.
That was a really good teacher.
Yeah,
that was a really special teacher.
Yeah, I met her a couple of times here now in my hometown, and every time I just hug her and just tell how much she has done for me.
Yeah.
So that is something you can apply to your teaching to students. That's take a piece of paper and see the comparison after a couple of years. That's amazing.
Yeah. That's amazing that she had it. That she had it from a couple of years ago, because usually we give the papers back at least at the end of the year, if not the end of the semester. But yeah, I bet that was very powerful. So when you read, like we've talked about the writing, that you write and you maybe miss letters or you, but what about reading? Does it affect your reading very much?
No, but it takes longer time. Like if you say it like this, if you have a book, and that's different from person to person, but say maybe 20 minutes you can read a book, maybe, for example. For me, it maybe takes 40 minutes. It takes quite longer, because I can read a couple of sentences, and then oh my God, what was it I have read now? I need to go back and back and back.
Very nice.
So this with the technology now, with you have like hearing books and you can listen to books. That's amazing. I just love it.
Me too. I'm actually listening to an audiobook right now called The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. I highly recommend it to everybody watching, everybody listening, and recommend it to your friends. It's called The Success Principles. And I'm using it as a language learning tool too, because I have it in English and then I have it in Spanish. So then I'll listen to it in English and then I'll listen to it in Spanish. So I'm not listening for the content necessarily. I'm listening to confirm the content in another language. So audiobooks are a godsend. So what about drawing? Does it affect your drawing skills?
No. Drawing is something that's not quite my interest, but no.
Yeah, I'm terrible at drawing. I'm absolutely. My daughter's 6. You saw her. She draws really well. She draws better than me, for sure. A lot better. Not even comparison. So that's a separate skill in of itself. Let's get on to network marketing then. Let's get into what you do there, what you do with network marketing, how you make money. Well, first, say what network marketing is to you.
Network marketing for me is a way to help people like myself. That it is a place where people like me who has some problems, we can thrive, because many times in network marketing you need to certain types of skills, and if you are good at speaking, that's amazing, because you need to inspire people with your voice, and you can inspire people with those products you have, and so on. So, and
knowing what questions to ask.
Absolutely. You be an expert on studying people, how people react to certain questions, and you can see the body language, and you measure the energy, and so on and so on. And I think, like with my dyslexia, many big people in network marketing has dyslexia, and that is they have changed from writing to expressing with the voice. And showing the energy with your voice, that what you mean, and you can you show your passion with the voice instead of with typing to people.
Yeah, very nice. And it's never been a better time either with the with the use of video, with the use of audio,
Yeah.
podcast, YouTube channel, Instagram, right? Facebook Lives like this.
TikToks.
TikTok, yeah. So here's what somebody said. I don't know who this was, but I'm guessing it's Denya. I'm not sure. Erik, let me say something first. You're really brave. What is your native language? Oh, that's right. I should have said that. And well, first, go ahead. What's your native language?
Swedish.
Swedish. Okay. And how much hard, but should be how hard, right? How hard
Yep.
was your learning process? How hard was your learning process? That's a good question.
Yeah, I can tell you a quite funny story there. I was maybe 4 or 5 years old, and my parents, I have a language of my own. So it was almost my mother, my father, and my brother, and my cousins who can understand me. So we were my mom and my dad were getting some help for this, and then we got home, and they put me on a classic in front of the TV on a classic Swedish television show called I tell it in Swedish, Fem myror är fler än 4 elefanter. And this was a show that you can learn the letters, that you learn the numbers, and sometimes you get some pictures of a little girl, and they write the name of the girl and they tell it. And 2 months later, we got back, and they have this sign on the wall with the alphabet. And she asked me, Erik, can you please tell the alphabet? Okay. I went up and I tell it A, B, C, D. And they asked my mother and father, have you hit the boy? They asked them that. Have you hit the boy so he can learn this? No. They told them that we just put him in front of this TV show every day, constant every day. And that was like the shift in my, for my, yeah.
And that's fantastic. So it's really finding ways that engage you, right? Finding things that are fun.
Yeah.
Finding things that interest you. And that goes across the board for children to teenagers to adults to us, right?
Yeah.
As you're learning, people often ask me, what should I listen to? What podcast should I listen to learn English? What YouTube channel should I watch to learn English? And I'm like, well, that's not a question for me. That's a question for you. What do you find fun? What do you find engaging? What do you find interesting?
Exactly. And my son, I have a 5-year-old son. He has also speaking difficulties. So I can really see his pain in what I have felt in him, and I'm trying to do the same for him. But
Very
it's
nice.
It's a quite challenge.
Yeah, it's just a matter of encouraging, right? Making them feel big, making them feel strong, and making them feel, important, valued, like any of us want. So great question, Danya. Great question. By the way, anybody else, if you have questions, feel free. So with your do you consider yourself a coach, or what do you do?
I consider myself as an informant. I inform people. I inform people about the opportunity, and then it's up to them if they want to get on with me. And because I speak to them and get to know them and see what they think, and then I just ask them if you are open, and if you're open, we can do a more deeply into the opportunity, and after that I help them and coach them in the business. And help them in the business, because network marketing is all about teamwork. You can't do it yourself.
Yeah.
It's impossible. If you want to go into network marketing with an ego that I am going to do it, I'm going to do it all by myself. I'm not going to help anybody. I'm just. Then you are. You can stop.
You have to, because it's in the name. It's in the name, literally, network marketing. That's it's like playing a football match by yourself.
Yeah, you can't. You can't.
Yeah, you can't.
It's impossible.
It's something else then. It's not network marketing then.
Nope.
It's just marketing.
Yeah. Then you are just a salesman.
Self-marketing. Yeah.
So for me, it's network marketing. I inform people about the opportunity I'm in, and show them the information. And then if they say, okay, I'm in, then it's over to my teaching them, showing what you shall do, how you shall speak to people, and so on, and help them, inspire them to do what I do, but do it better than me.
Yeah. Awesome. That is the best definition. That's the best, and that's actually how I approach parenting. My dad, it's funny, my dad, saw me interact with my daughter and sees me on video and interacting with my kids. And sometimes he's told me, when I see you, and it's a great compliment, but he's like, when I see you with your kids, I realize all the times that I, messed up, or how I wasn't as good as I could be. And I'm like, well, I mean, isn't that what it's supposed to be? Like, you were better than your dad. Hopefully I'm better than you. And then hopefully my kids will be better than me. And they will lift theirs up better than me. I think it would be even a bigger disaster if I said, I wish I was as good as my dad, or whatever. Like, I wish, to me, there is something good to that, because you had a good role model. But to me, the next generation should be bigger, should be better, should be stronger, should be more advanced. And that's a powerful thing you said. Yeah,
thank you. That is what my mission with the network marketing is that I want to help people do what I do, but do it better. And also, the greatest teacher is failing.
Yeah. Well, it can be. It can be if we learn. Yeah, absolutely. And so what? Like, take me through a day, or what are some specific tasks that you do as a network marketer?
I get up, and the first thing I do is affirmation in the mirror.
Very powerful.
I speak to myself that I am a superstar, I am a leader, I have achieved my goals, and so on and so on. And then I write down 3 things on a piece of paper that I am thankful for.
Awesome.
And then I go out. I've started this process now. And I go out for a walk, and I put in the earplugs and listen to 10 minutes of meditation. And I go out for a walk. This is how I start my day. Do the hour of power, or like 15 or 20 minutes. And then I start to read the message and apply to the message I have getting on the night. And then I started to connect to people, and set up the day. I do another daytime job as well, but I go up like 4 o'clock in Swedish time, and I maybe go to bed like 11 or 12 o'clock. So I maybe sleep like 4 hours a day, but that is because I work for my goals. I want to achieve my goals. My why is so big, so that's what is driving me.
What is your why?
My why is my family. My son and my wife is my why, and also to help people who has gone through the same situation I have with a childhood with dyslexia and so on. I want to help those kind of people. I get quite emotional when I think about it, because I don't want anybody more to go through that what I have gone through, because nobody should be bullied or like be told that you are not worthy, that been from all kind of way. Nobody should be told that. Nobody.
Or at least have the inner strength to, not let that affect them so much.
Yeah, but for them to have that inner strength, somebody needs to teach them the inner strength and how to say, stop this. Absolutely. And not let it affect you.
Absolutely. Awesome. And that's just what I wrote here. And that's something that's probably important for everyone. If everyone who's watching this live or going to watch this, maybe write if you don't want to write it down below because it might be personal, at least think, what is your why? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? Why do you put one foot in front of the other? Why do you get up? Why are you continuing the next day? Right? Because we should all have a why. It's a really sad life. And I've been there where you just live, you don't live a year, you live 365 times of the same day. You just go and get up, go to work because you're supposed to, and dread going to work. So you come home and watch TV or whatever. And what I challenge everyone listening, what is your why? What can be your why? And if you don't know, like brainstorm some things that are bigger than yourself. Brainstorm some things, because the biggest thing, and I'll let you have the last word here about what you think, but the biggest way that I've found to feel good about yourself is one, gratitude. Be thankful for what you do have, and you'll be amazed by what comes from that. And help somebody else.
Yeah.
Part of my morning routine is I got this from David Meltzer. He's a well-known entrepreneur. And so I asked the universe, send me 10 people today that I can help, and send 3 people to help me. Because I think, giving help is powerful, but also receiving help is powerful too.
Yeah.
So I'll let you have the last word on the why.
Absolutely. It's like Tony Robbins says that the way to success is to give and to give value and appreciate what you have. Be grateful for what you have, and also be grateful what you are going to get. So that is something very powerful to be, and also to love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, how can you love somebody else?
Yeah, absolutely. We give from our increase, right? When we feel that's powerful. Let's finish on that. Yeah. And this, for them, it's to make a positive difference to people. That's a powerful why.
Yeah.
And just to connect, which is kind of along the same lines. Yes. But yes, you have to love yourself so you can love others.
Yep.
Perfect. Powerful. Any final things you want to say before we finish? We've been going 44 minutes. I know I told you 20, but these things happen.
Yeah, I know. And I have you know, I can speak a lot, so
Me too.
yeah, just be, for everyone, be yourself. Don't be like Robert Kiyosaki, the book Fake. Don't be somebody else. Be yourself. And if you are yourself and you have a why you are doing something, just go for it. And don't let the negative people put you down if they tell you that you can't write, you can't speak, you can't do that and that. Don't let them stop you. Just go for it. If you have a big why and a big drive, just go for it. I encourage everybody who listen to this live and gonna listen to it, just put away it and just do it, because if you do it, you're gonna be successful.
Awesome. That's a perfect way to end. I'm not going to say anything else. That's awesome. That's Erik. I'm Jesse. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.